you're out there, you're riding, you're having a good time, and taking in the outdoors.
The fight isn't over. The fight is just beginning.
Alright guys, well I just turned around and walked my bike around through that water. It's really deep, so that was a pass for me, especially riding solo. Tried this line off to the right that I remember. Or maybe I have, but I just don't remember it. That was a little bit rougher than expected. I was trying to take the harder line in that, but got a little sideways. Gorgeous. All right, I started riding in the clouds. Started out riding that way, but now I'm riding in partly cloudy conditions or mostly cloudy conditions. Kind of expected to get rained out. The soil is perfect. It is beautiful out here. Weird. My chain is struggling hard. My countershaft sprocket is worn out. That's what's happening. Yep, my countershaft sprocket is worn out. I need to replace that. fact, I probably have a spare countershaft, the same tooth, the same amount of teeth. Your countershaft sprocket is that little sprocket up front, and that has the biggest effect on your gearing ratios. One tooth on that equals about 4 or 5 teeth on the rear. They have the opposite effect though. So if you go up one on the countershaft, you're increasing your top speed dramatically. But if you go up 4 on the rear sprocket, you're actually decreasing your top speed drastically. So they have about the same effect in opposite directions. So if you want to bring your gears closer together and keep it so you can stay in the RPM on your bike, it's better to, if you want to do increments, use the rear sprocket and go more and more on the rear sprocket. But if you want higher top speed, then you go less on the rear sprocket. And if of course, a lot of times I'll just do the front one, because if I want to change, I want to be able to notice it, like, for sure. And then once I get it close, if I really want it changed after that, then I'll do increments. But so this terrain is, like I said, there's lots of moisture in it. It's really nice. All right, I think I'll go up this way. Oh dear. Good, you're still there. Lots of rock here. That's why I take this bike out and ride it still, even though I'd rather be riding the 2-stroke generally in this kind of riding. 2-strokes are just more fun to ride and this kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the reason I do that, because I really want to find stuff like the countershaft sprocket on this thing that is worn out. Just nice to know before you actually go out and race it, because I do have another race coming up. Howdy! That's why it's definitely important to ride your bike, especially if you're going to be racing. So you definitely need to come out and practice with it, not just for getting used to it, but also because, like, I just found out that my clutch is not adjusted right and it's going to cause too much heat, and my countershaft sprocket's worn out. So there's 2 pretty substantial problems here that would not be fun to race with, for sure. The Hagerman race in BMX is going to be in Paradise, and it's going to be a different race format. So last year we did a bunch of laps, a bunch of small laps. I think it was like 5 or 6 small laps. I made it 3 or 4 without blowing my engine. A lot of people were losing their engines. This year, they switched it, and I wasn't going to race it this year, but because they switched it, I think I will. So, I'm going to sign up for that here in a little bit. And we'll see how it is. I have no idea if it ends up being bad conditions for the bike and I'm just in a dust cloud the entire time, then I'll probably just pull off. It's not worth blowing my bike up again. If this next race gives me some baby mama drama that's gonna kill my bike, I'm gonna take a bow. I am looking at different races as well, so if you guys have any races that you think would be fun or just different, be sure to leave a comment, or you can email me. My email is in all the video descriptions, so be sure to do that. That way I can go check it out. I hit some pretty fun races last year, and a couple of those I want to go back to. There's some that aren't being held this year. The Silver Mountain Hard Enduro is not going to be held this year. But I will be at the Idaho City 100, and that's a ISDE qualifier. Last year I got a gold medal at that event. I don't know what I placed, but it'll be fun to do that again. I think it'd be fun to do both days as well, but I think for my purposes it's okay just to do one. So I just signed up for Sunday. Most of the time when I ride out here, it's during the week, but today is a Sunday, so I could barely even find parking.